Hey y'all, so I'm not doing a morning routine video. I'm actually getting ready for a really cool event to go to a Pride reception at the residence of the United States Ambassador to Denmark. There I'm going to meet with some of the ambassadors from around the world who have a diplomatic mission to Denmark and talk to them a bit more about how LGBTQ rights fit into their diplomatic mission and hopefully have a little fun, mingle, and maybe even find out what music is on their Pride playlist. So I'm taking you with me. Let's go. Okay, y'all, my name was on the list, we're good to go, and I made it through security. And I have to say, my first impression is, wow, this property is incredible, and it's nothing like the expat housing that Mike and I got when we first moved to Copenhagen. I made my way to the garden where people were gathered for food and drinks, mingling, and we got to hear some touching remarks from the ambassadors to Denmark from the United States, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, and Great Britain, as well as representatives from LGBT Asylum, which is an organization whose mission is to improve the conditions and rights of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender persons who seek asylum or live as refugees in Denmark. I feel so honored to be here and even more fortunate that 4 of the ambassadors agreed to talk with me and share their Pride messages with you here. Let's listen to them now. So how do LGBTQ plus rights play a role in your diplomatic mission?
As a diplomatic mission, we're of course representing our country overseas. And in New Zealand, we pride ourselves on our diversity in all forms, but including LGBTQI plus diversity and rights. And then also from the view of human rights, they are very important to our country. So as an embassy offshore, we're always looking to protect and advance human rights, and within that, LGBTQI plus rights.
Yes, it is part of it, not just the diplomatic missions or the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Canada. It's a whole public service in Canada, I would say, or the society in general, which is the LGBTQ2 plus movement. It's people know about it, and often people will act not based on malevolence. They will be more misinformed, lack of knowledge. That's why events like today are very important to raise awareness, and we do it in our department. We have appointed a champion for LGBTQ2 plus movement in the department. We have a champion. We have also a champion for diversity and inclusion. So those people, high-level officer in the ministry, help to create this awareness, to make sure that, for instance, committees, interdepartmental committees, are based on gender equality, based on inclusiveness. So yes, this is important, and this is part of our day-to-day work.
Well, I think they're fundamentally important because it's about the world that we want to live in, and part of a diplomatic mission's activities are to promote Australian values to the world, and that's fundamental to what we do.
LGBTQ rights goes to the heart of what we do. It's about every group is entitled to be protected and have equal rights. And if we don't give equal rights to one group, then none of us have those rights.
Why is Pride still important today, even in countries with advanced LGBTQ plus rights?
I think it's still incredibly important because we see that there's still a long way to go. I mean, I think for me personally, I think that Pride is about celebrating what's been achieved so far. But even as we were hearing from asylum seekers from Syria here today, there's still a long way to go. There are still issues that we know need to be addressed, and that it's very important to do that.
Democracy and respecting human rights is a process, and it requires constant vigilance and education and commitment. And that's what America's all about. And that's what we do at the embassy here. And that's why we're so proud to host this event this evening.
I think it's important in all countries, including Denmark, including Canada. We're not there yet. We have made so much progress, and we're so happy and proud about that. But we still have to keep on informing, creating awareness to be more inclusive. So yeah, in Denmark it is important, as it is important in Canada and in any other countries. Obviously, in some countries we have more work to do.
Pride and what it stands for is very important in our country, and I think in countries like Denmark, partly because we should never take for granted what we've achieved to this point. I think we always need to protect the rights that we've won. but also because our communities are constantly changing and evolving. So I think we sometimes need to remind ourselves about why we're protecting these rights. And I think at the event today we've met a lot of people who are recently joined our communities, refugees, for example, asylum seekers, and they've talked about some of the additional challenges they have as a refugee community, and it's really important for them too that we're supporting rights under this Pride umbrella.
One thing our viewers will really want to know is what artists will we find on your Pride playlist right now?
Kitty Lang, of course.
It has to be Donna Summer, a fellow Bostonian.
Oh, I guess, you know, I guess I'm inspired by these beautiful Indigenous drag queens around me, and I can't help thinking of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. I love that movie. And I guess just the other day as well, we had a Strictly Ballroom film event here in Copenhagen too, which was wonderful and brought back so many memories. So I'm thinking of the whole Priscilla, Queen of the Desert soundtrack.
Well, I'm based in Stockholm and you cannot escape ABBA. And so let's just say our Pride playlist is ABBA.
And on your Pride playlist, make sure you check out this video on Gay Copenhagen, because if you're going to be in town for Pride, you want to know all the places to go, and you can find out here. And if you missed it, watch this video here on 5 ways that Copenhagen Pride is different than prides that Mike and I have been to in the US. Now it's time for me to brush my teeth again and go to bed.